What's good YouTube, Target here and welcome to another episode of City of Garden scenario. And you wanna see something special? What a better way to start the episode with almost reaching the next milestone. I wonder if we can do that within the next couple of seconds. Let's just put everything on 3 speed. Alright, unfortunately that wasn't the intro that I had in mind. I was expecting it to reach the population of 42,000 right as I was doing the intro, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But anyway, look at all the things that we have unlocked. We have unlocked a new area to purchase, this unique building that I don't even know what it is. I never used it. Oh yeah, I think it's the rocket launcher. Alright. The nuclear power plant, the floating cafe, and also a lot of good stuff. Also, let's take advantage of this opportunity to take a look at our goals back again. So we are almost reaching the maximum population, and I think we'll have to focus on this thing, the build of 15,000 squares of organic and local produce. We are not even at halfway, and this is going to take probably a long time, so we need to focus more on that. But anyway guys, let's move on to the main topic of this video. One thing that I want to do is going to keep the expansion of this area, but before that I think we can move on to the decoration of this thing with some trees. So like I've done near the helicopter fire depot, I want to check out what are the trees that make up of the map so that we keep everything consistent. I think we will use the regular oak, or maybe is it the tree with leaves? Yeah, I think it's the tree with leaves, the palm trees, and we also need these small bushes over here. So yeah, I think we're going to use those types of trees. So let's move on to this area and start decorating everything with some trees. Alright guys, check this out. I do not want to sound cocky or anything, but I think this turned out quite alright. So I definitely went overboard with the trees, but I think it really fits the thematic of this city, which is a green city. Just look at this, look how wonderful it looks with all the new trees. Looks very fine. I particularly like this new part of the city near the highway off points. Now we have a lot of trees. It kind of resembles the Central Park in New York City because it's a rectangular shape. And I've also put some trees in all these entire areas of the city, and also on the central plaza, if you can call that, the central market. It looks really amazing, I believe so. Yeah, that's pretty nice, and also over here as well. And yeah, I think it turned out that there's actually some adjustments that I should make, so let's do them right away. I didn't zone anything next to this pathway because I was doing this at an angle for the sake of the time-lapse, but now we can complete it live, so let's just do that. Place some trees over here, and we also need some palm trees. Alright. Try to make it as random as possible, and finally these very large bushes that give the tree a much more tropical look. I really enjoyed that, and I think we should also place some trees at about here. So there were some pots that I missed unfortunately, but we can fix that right off the bat right now. And yeah, I think that's it. I also couldn't get these spots over here as well. But no, it doesn't matter because they're covered with buildings. And oh, this area as well over here. So let's just put a bunch of trees inside this location. And I think that's it. Maybe some more over here as well. Okay. This entire thing needs to be have some trees. Also over here. And also over here as well. So let's make a small cluster. And another one here. And I won't put any trees here because I think I'll zone some buildings in this location. But let's complete everything with some palm trees. Let's put them over here. Some palm trees over here as well. Very good. Near the parks. And also near these new areas. Cannot forget about that. And finally this central area. Let's put some of them, even though this area doesn't get a lot of sun, but we'll put them anyway. We'll also put these tropical bushes that I like so much. And same thing over here. And finally over here as well. And hopefully I did not forget anything. So let's... And yeah, that's fine. Alright guys, but moving on to the main thematic of this episode. As you can see, we have a lot of demand for offices and commercial, and I think I need to prepare the layout for these new services. So I cannot zone any of those in here because I plan this area to be residential. So I have no other choice but to keep expanding this layout all the way over here towards this location, towards the north. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna pause the simulation because I will have to do some work on this train line. So I'm gonna delete this entire train line, and I think I will have it sunk a little bit. So let's grab the terrain tool and let's make a small slope over here. Let me just put this on the maximum brush size. Let's set it all over here. Let's see if the height is perfectly horizontal. No, it isn't. I need to go down a few more blocks. So let's try this out right now. Oh, I think I messed up. But let's just check it out. Alright, I think this is going to be it. Perfect. So let's just grab that height level and expand it towards this entire location. Maybe I can have a much bigger brush. And let's keep going all the way over here, I believe. And maybe we'll turn this into a very straight line. Let me just grab the train line. And yeah, I think I will come all the way over here. So let's just keep doing that. Okay. And let's try this out. Okay, maybe I should delete this because I don't like that slope. Oh, but I cannot grab that area over there. Alright, that's a bummer. So maybe what I can do is go back to the small brush, grab this height level, make a small landfill over here, delete this, and now make a small slope that comes from here to about here. Alright, let's check this out now. Much better indeed. And just to confirm, let me see if I can make a very decent bridge that goes across this railway. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to do that. And there we go. Perfect. And now that we realize that works, we should adjust this terrain back to what it was before. So let's do that. Alright, arrange everything. And I think over here we can slope it back up. So let's just delete all this entire train line. In fact, I think we can even delete all of this. Let's see if the slope is okay. No, it isn't. We need to delete all this area. And let me see what is the best way to do this. Let's keep going all the way until here. Let's reconnect the rail. And finally, I think we can and will be able to make a small ramp over here. Let's make it as smooth as possible. There we go. And connect it back up. And now we should be able to have a very smooth curve at about this location. So let's try and do that. And there we go. Alright, I think that's going to work out very fine. Let's just adjust everything to the way it was before. And maybe, you know what, we can even have a passenger train station over here. I think that could potentially work out very well, but that's something that we need to think of in a future stage. For now, let's just continue the layout. I will want to make... Oh, maybe I should put this down a little bit. Can I go across it? Alright. And connect it back to this area. And for now I think we'll just end these roads at about here, so there's no point in worrying too much about this at this stage. So let's just make a road at about here. Let me grab the one way again and connect these things all the way over here. Alright, and continue the pedestrian pathway all the way over here. Alright, and we can probably keep moving this road forward to about, I don't know, let's say, just so we don't have the same off point and on point on the same locations. I think I will want to go a bit further than this. And let me check out, how can I do this? Maybe if I can go by 2 blocks, go by 2 blocks over here. Maybe I need to adjust the terrain a little bit. Alright. And let's try this again. Alright, perfect. And now let's move it back to the ground floor. At about here. Okay, that's not perfectly horizontal, but maybe I can mess a bit with this. Finally, I think I will continue this avenue all the way until the furthest point we can possibly can expand it to. The same thing with this road that will split our commercial from our offices. And yeah, I think that will be it. I think I'm even going to make a small maybe I can keep it and keep going all the way over here and connect it here. Perfect. And this road will be the off point. The off point will connect all the way over here, so that we are providing this way with an highway access, very simply. Oh, I totally didn't notice this. Look at the gigantic mountain that we have over here. I think we should get rid of it just to make everything much smoother. So I'm gonna delete this entire segment of road. And now I'm gonna try to smooth it a little bit. So let's just grab this off point and smooth everything. And hopefully... Oh, I'm making a huge mess because now we have too much soil. So I'm gonna split it, or I'm gonna put it right about here. Alright guys, so instead of making a road that goes straight forward, I decided to bend it around and adjust to the terrain. And this is the final result. So yeah, I think that's going to work out just fine. I'm really satisfied with what we have accomplished. But yeah, something that I will want to do as well before developing the road layout is actually provide a passenger train station to this area over here. I think it will be very helpful and connecting both of the things, and I can even have the metro line continue and connect directly to the passenger train station. So I think that's something that's going to work out extremely fine. So one of the first things that I want to do is make a additional train line that goes at about over here. I'll definitely need to have a bypass in order to avoid train congestions. I think I can even go ahead and connect these two segments together. That's very good. And now this is a tricky part, because I need the train station to be at around this level, but I will need this train station or this train track to go forward and eventually connect that about over here underground in a sunken part. So I think I need to delete this part, and I think I will have to find out what is the distance between the road and the rail that I need in order to make this work. So let me try out this part, this distance. And oh, I think we went a bit further, so I think this is the right length of road. Let's try this again. Need to delete this, and let's try this again. And I think, yeah, that's the perfect length, but it seems that our tracks are way too close to each other, so I need to separate them a little bit. So I'm gonna do that right now. I think I'm gonna keep the road as a guide. It's this length exactly, so I'm gonna keep that. And I will need to delete this thing all over again. Let's go back and select the rail. So initially it was over here, so now we're going to come at about here. That should be fine, that should be enough. Let's do the same over here. Connect it back. Perfect. And now hopefully we can put the passenger train station and it will fit perfectly. So let's just make a small guide. I want it to curve perfectly. So let's put it at about here. Delete this entire thing. And let's place it. Let's see. Alright, fits perfectly. Now let's connect this thing back again. And there we have it. That is going to be the location for our passenger train station. We should probably pause the simulation. Or maybe we can just set this off. Now let's resume everything. Now we should make a slope. For obvious reasons, we need this to go back down, so let me just first things first, I wanna grab this height level and expand it. Oh, I have too much soil. Oh crap, I need to unleash this new terrain. I think I'm gonna make this mountain even bigger. Let's go all the way over here, release all of that soil and make kind of a rocky formation. I can even make this a bit more interesting by adding a few spikes. Alright, we can even raise the brush strength or the brush size. Alright, this is our rocky formation. Eventually I will want to smoothen it up a bit so it doesn't look that hideous. But now that we have unleashed all that soil, we can come at about here and expand this small segment over here. And now we can make a slope that connects this place to this place. So let's try and do that and as smoothly as possible. It seems that is not as even as this railroad, so I think I will want to try this again. Let's go at about here. And now maybe this will work out much better. It seems to have a difference already. And here's just a random cargo train. crossing our town. And let's keep going until this place. Perfect. Let's go at about another block, and finally I think we can connect it back. Alright, that seems to be working out very well. Let's adjust the terrain all over again. Put it back to the way it was. Good. And now we should connect these roads back again. So, alright guys, the train station is now placed. Now we should just connect it back to the original train track. And I think we can do that at about... yeah, this should be fine. Maybe I should delete another segment and connect it back over here. So that should be fine. And we can now continue the road layout before expansion and prepare everything for expansion, of course. So I think I'm gonna connect this over here, and I wanna connect this at about, let's see, we need to connect this road somehow, and I think that's a good place for it, or a good option. Yeah, I think that's going to work out. I will want another zoning block near the avenue for commercial, so I think I'm gonna make a road at about here and leave 2 blocks in between and connect it at about here. That's going to be fine. I'm not sure this is perfectly perpendicular, so let's try and fix that. I'm gonna delete all of this and I will come at about here, and there we go. Now everything is better. And connect it at about here. Good. And here we have it, another zoning block for commercial. And I think I will want the pathways to of the splitters that we have to come at about here. So let's try and do that. Also, this is also not perpendicular. What the hell is going on? Oh, I know what's going on. This wasn't perfectly connected, but now hopefully we can do that and connect it back over here and make this thing connect. Alright guys, this episode is taking way longer than I expected, so before ending it I am just going to finish up these pathways that split our commercial from our offices, and I've already decided that I will want them to finish up at about over here. So I'm gonna make a gigantic pathway all about here and another one at about here. Good. And we'll need to continue this layout. Perfect. And I need to somehow connect these two together. So I think I'm gonna drag it all the way over here. I think I'm gonna come at about over here. That's fine. Now I need to make a connection at about here so that we allow for the other pathway to connect as well. Perfect. So far so good. And now we need to bring them back down, maybe at about here. So let's bring it down. Perfect. Now let's do the same thing on the other side and connect it back. Perfect. I'm really liking how this is turning out to be. And now finally we just have to connect them over here. So I'm gonna grab this. For some reason I cannot continue with the same distance, so let me just grab the road guidelines. Let's connect it at about, I don't know. I really need the road guidelines, and I think I'm gonna connect it over here. Perfect. And let's do the same over here. Alright, now we just need to wrap it up with the palm trees and we'll be done for today. Well, that's typical, isn't it? But anyway guys, that's going to be it for today. I don't know how long this episode is going to be, because there is going to be a lot of cutting and editing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If so, please give it a like, it really helps out my channel. Also, if you have some suggestions for future development, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow the development of this city, and finally, if you want to connect with me on social media, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, have fun!